course, now what we just played was the G pentatonic lick that I made up from the G pentatonic scale over and over and over again through all of those chord changes. And number one, it sounded boring. And number two, I wasn't real happy with the way the G pentatonic sounded against the D. You know, we could get away with it, but I think we could do a little bit better. So what else could we do? Well, one of the things that Brad suggested was not only can you use the G pentatonic notes against any of these chords, you can also use any pentatonic scale with the root that is on the same as the chord. So here for D, instead of playing notes that came from the G pentatonic scale, we could play notes that came from the D pentatonic scale. So let's try that. I wonder how that sounds. See if that sounds better. Okay, that sounded pretty good, but it was awfully boring playing all of those G pentatonic licks just to get to the D pentatonic licks and then back to G again. So, you know, if we could play the D pentatonic notes here, we could also play the C pentatonic notes there. And, you know, what I'm going to do, we can play the G pentatonic notes there like we did before. And then I'm going to play the C's again under the A's. I think that'll work because C, as Brad says in part of his text, C pentatonic can be played over over A minor. So why not give that a try? Let's see how we do with that. Okay, well that sounded pretty good. But why not just go whole hog here, and every time there's a G chord indicated, let's play the G pentatonic licks. And every time there's a C chord indicated, let's play the C pentatonic licks. And we can use the E minor pentatonic licks whenever there's an E minor chord indicated, and the A minor pentatonic lick just whenever there's an A minor chord indicated. Then, of course, the D pentatonic and back to the G pentatonic. let's do that. Well, let's put a wrap on this. I have not attempted to cover all of the details that Brad presents in his material on the use of pentatonic scales in improvisation. There's lots more to be gained in his material than what I have covered. What my intent here was to begin showing how it's used and get over that intellectual hump that I had, the barrier I had to believing that all of this actually worked. I think I've demonstrated that you can use the principles that Brad outlines to go from a very simplistic use of the pentatonic scale into very elaborate ways of using pentatonic notes in improvisation and devising, different variations of whatever you're trying to play. One thing I'll point out, though, is that in the material, Brad points out that, or mentions that the use of pentatonic notes to improvise can be overused. And he calls it the pentatonic fake-out method. I think that's a good warning to have, and it kind of brings up the fact that there's other ways to improvise. And there's more material in the masterclass text. So I'm going to leave anything that doesn't work with pentatonics to the next lessons. And till then, I'm going to say this has been a fun project. I've learned to use some new software, so you have seen some glitches. And I've learned a new pentatonic lick, and you've seen some glitches there too. So anyway, it's been good doing this lesson and the previous lesson. So we'll see you again at some future time.